Welcome back to the Pink Slip Pavilion, where each week we turn pink slips into power moves. And if you're not already following or subscribed, make sure you do so you never miss a story. This week we have the incredible Nancy Olea sharing her story from redirection to restoration.
This pink slips the start, not the end.
Hi, Nancy. I'm so excited to have you in the Pink Slip Pavilion with us today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Ashley, for having me. I'm excited not just to be here, but to spend time with you. You know how much I love spending time together and just being around you and laughs for sure, big time.
Well, hopefully we'll laugh a little bit today. And for the
Yeah.
audience who's not aware, Nancy is actually a dear friend of mine. So this is a really fun interview for me. And we have to start with, we're all about turning pink slips into power moves. So let's start with, have you ever gotten a pink slip?
Yes, I have. Um, so just to dive in, Pink Slip is right being laid off.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and yeah, I have, and it's hard to say it and accept it at the same time because you're kind of like, you don't want to be in that situation. I don't think anybody ever wants to. Um, but yes, but now it's like it feels good to say it and to lay it off my shoulders because to me it's more not of a it was a struggle, but at the same time, now that you're over it, it's kind of like, okay, I went through that. Wow. You know, now, okay, what's next? What's going on? Yeah.
Well, set the stage for us. Where were you in life when this happened? Where were you in your career? What did life look like? What was kind of going through your head in that moment?
Yeah. So, I was in customer service during that time. I was with this company for, wow, 10 years, I would say.
Oh,
Yeah, 10 years. Um, and it just where I was at, I was going through a very hard time. I was just 6 months out of my divorce. Divorce is not easy for anybody. So just being in that mentality, is what kind of got me because I wasn't in that positive mindset, right? So that's where I was, and I didn't really have um, that positive thinking. I had great people in my life that did help me out and did get me through that struggle. But sometimes we just go through these stages in life where it just hits you from one thing to another. It just
is it point?
automatically. Yeah, yeah. And I hit that. I personally in my life, I had hit that rock bottom. But I say it in an empowering way because once you hit bottom, you know what happens? You go up, right? Nothing other than just keep going up after that. So that's where I was.
And you have a beautiful daughter as well. So I just want to
Yeah.
highlight that for any single moms out there that are like
Hmm.
walking through a layoff. I think that's a really important piece here because I know as a single woman being laid off,
Yeah.
there it's a challenge, but I also don't have a mouth to feed. So that I
Yeah.
think that's an important highlight in your story and just kind of your resilience growing through it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, that is a major part of my identity is going to be I am a mom to a beautiful 7-year-old who they always tell me she looks like my twin for sure.
Yes.
She's identical to me. Even her personality, right? But yeah, I mean, and can you just imagine, right? Customer service, 10 years, right? That's all I knew during that time, to be honest. A single mom, just out of divorce, 6 months in, and then just I lived alone. I lived on my own. During that time, I was, yeah, obviously I had my family, but different city. But when you're on your own, living alone, dealing with expenses alone, it's different. It's totally different, right? So, like you said, right, I had another mouth to feed during that time. Hmm.
So you had great people around you, which is so important when you're going through any challenge, whether it's losing a loved one, a divorce, a layoff, like big life things. Like your community matters. That's part of the reason the Pink Slip Pavilion is here.
Yeah.
But talk to me about your mindset and how it evolved. So obviously that was the moment in time. Now,
Mhm.
looking at where you are now, how did your mindset evolve? How do you feel like it contributed to you getting to a better place instead of living in that rock bottom and just kind of staying there?
Um, yeah, I have a huge, um, I'm really big on faith. That is my number one thing is going to be faith, no matter, I don't know, based off other people's religion or what they might believe in or anything like that. That's one thing I really relied on very strongly. And I did have that support system of amazing women, just like Ashley, who did help me out, who I can go to. And when you are at that bottom part where you don't want to be at, you can choose to think to yourself, oh my God, I'm here, I'm stuck, what am I gonna do? And we get in that mindset where we don't want to ask for that support and that help. And we just, that person to me, I am very much like, I can do this on my own. I got this, like, I'm gonna do it on my own. And part of me was very happy to have that independence, 100%. But at the same time, you don't go to the top by yourself, if anything. You really have to have people that will support you, you can hold on to. That when you know you are struggling, they will see different aspects of your life that they might be able to contribute to and might support you in. So that's where I was like, okay, yes, I can do this by myself 100%, but I have amazing, great people who are willing to help me, willing to support me. And it doesn't hurt to say, hey, I'm going through this. You know, it doesn't hurt for you to make that phone call, send that message to somebody. And I grew up with sisters. So I always had that support of sisters, which is amazing because once you have you know how to build those friendships, you get to also expand your friendships with other women, right?
Yeah.
And you get to see where they're at. And now I have a great support system of not just me, but I even have single moms that I'm able to reach to, right now, especially with the work that I do right now too. I get to understand and be very empathetic and sympathetic of seeing them and seeing where they're at and being like, you know what, you might think this of yourself, but I see something different. I'm able to see your strengths. I'm able to see how we can go overcome this. So that's kind of I'm happy I have the support system I had, but I'm even more happy to be that support system for other women. Yeah.
I think you touched on a couple of things that are really important for women to
Hmm.
hear is one, it's okay to ask for help. I think we are often kind of put in a position where, especially I think as mother, like women that have children and are mothers, having it together is kind of the expectation. You're not allowed to fall apart. And the reality is you have to
Hmm.
fall apart in life to be able to rebuild, right? There's this beautiful breakdown sometimes that has to happen to rebuild you into the person that you're becoming and a
Hmm.
better version of yourself, but it's that breaking that feels like a failure. And so I love that you highlighted asking for help from your community because I think everybody struggles with that in some way. I
Yeah.
certainly do, but I think women need to hear that, especially when they're going through challenges and they feel like they have to have it all together.
Yeah, and I feel like we sometimes social media can paint such a beautiful picture of things that are going on, right? But in reality, we are all struggling with something. And that's something that took me a while to accept because I was like, oh my God, this person has this, and like I should be here and there. And sometimes I do still, to be honest. But then I do have to remember where I was, what I want and where I'm going. Because if I don't remember those things, I'm like, okay, I just keep looking at the negative and the negative and the negative, and I'm like, no, it's fine. Everybody has their own struggles they're going through, right?
Yeah. But I also love that you talked about how that struggle is now something that you can speak to other single moms about in your now work, which is incredible. Being able to actually think we always want to relate to people, but when you have an actual experience of being in someone's shoes, there's just such a heightened level of I believe you can help me because you walked my walk. And I just think that's such a powerful part of your testimony and your story.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm happy to share it 100%.
So if you were to talk to yourself then, So you're
Mhm.
going back in time. You know what you know now. What would you tell yourself in that moment now that you know what you know?
Be patient.
Mm,
Be patient. Be so patient. Be present. It's okay. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take a long time, but it's okay. You're gonna get there, you know? And I think we get I personally get so stuck on the hurry up, you know? Come on, hurry, hurry, hurry. But I have a little 7-year-old daughter who's seen me hurry and run. But am I really there with her at the moment?
mm,
That's where it was very difficult. Yeah. And I wish I would have told myself that, you know, it's gonna hurt and it's okay to feel. Number one thing, it's okay to feel. It's okay to cry. It's okay to say, I'm hurting. I'm here. Just and what I mean present is like I don't mean present in that like I would say the happy moments, but at the same time as being present in the hurt. Because if you don't feel the hurt and you don't acknowledge it, you don't you don't humanize yourself enough where I feel like that's where I get my empathy and I get to share that with others. That's I wish I would have told myself that. Because the longer you keep it and I feel like you put it down, it's still there if
right.
you don't accept it. Yeah.
It
Hmm.
lives. I think that's something that we often don't acknowledge is the emotions we suppress. They still live there. They don't
Yeah.
magically disappear one day and oh, I just never have to deal with that hurt or that healing doesn't have to occur for me to move forward. I think one of the reasons that you can grow through challenge is often because you're willing to sit in the discomfort and go, I don't want to live here. I need
Hmm.
to like move through it and I need to not stay in this moment, but I need to let the emotions move through.
Yeah. 100%. Yep.
So, what blessings do you think you would have missed out on had everything been different? So, the layoff had never occurred,
Mhm.
or you had been laid off but chosen to live at that rock bottom and not grow through it. What blessings would you have missed out on in your life now?
Yeah. Number one is finding my community
Mm,
of women, to be honest. I would have missed out on that. The relationship that I have with my daughter currently, um,
that's a big one.
independence, 100% independence, where if I'm struggling, I know where to go. I know what to do, if anything. But another thing is my work right now is another, yep, it's a big piece of where I would have missed that big blessing.
And you changed industries, right?
Yeah, I do. So currently I work for a nonprofit organization where we help out parent attachment, child development, and parent interaction. And I get to do parenting classes and I get to out of the community and network. And yeah, so that's a blessing for me because it really motivates me to see, like you said, right, other single moms, but even parents, single dads that I get to help out and support in whichever way that they might need. And that's huge. It's a big part of my life right now.
And you've already been promoted, which I think other people need to hear as well because you've switched industries, you've switched careers, and you've already been promoted. And I
Hmm.
think often there's a stigma of starting over being a bad thing, and
Oh
yet it's become such a blessing for you, and you're already growing in this new area where maybe you would have thought, oh man, I have to start in a new industry, in a new career. I'm starting at zero. You're not always starting
yeah.
from zero.
No, you're not. Mm-mm. And I think that's it's so scary, right? It's so scary to start over. But fear can really remove you from your blessings, can really keep you from becoming that blessing for other people too. But yeah, I feel like that's one thing I have gained from it too, is going to be getting out of my comfort zone. Because I'm like, okay, I already gone through this. I already, what's the worst case scenario, you know? So I feel like it just puts you out there. It just really motivates you to just keep going, try new things, you know? But yeah.
Yeah, and I think it builds trust too, because you build the trust in yourself that if I can get through this, why
Hmm.
can't I get through the next thing? And because life is always going to life, but if you trust yourself to get through it, how powerful is that as you navigate the highs and the lows that are inevitable in the human experience, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one thing I encourage, a lot of women to do is just let's go do something different, go do something fun, go do that Pilates class, go do that Orange Theory class, that fitness, that fitness class, go for a jog, do something to get yourself out of the comfort zone. Also, I think our nervous systems get so used to being where we're at that we just stay there. We get stuck there and we're like, okay, if we do try this, what's the worst case scenario? But then we kind of switch it up and move and just do something different. Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say you learned about yourself in the
Yeah.
process? Is there something that maybe you uncovered that you didn't realize about yourself going through this?
Yeah, just I love trying new things.
Mm,
I used to be, funny enough, my one of my best friends, um, she used to say, I used to be that person that did not want to try anything new, even food, same thing over and over, right? And I'd be like, now I'm like, yeah, why not? Let's go try something new, something different. Like, and that's a goal of mine this year, right? Just do different things. Why not? Try that food that I've never tried. Go to the movies alone. Go hang out with that one friend that you haven't seen in, I don't know, 5 years. And they always tell you to go out, right?
yeah,
So that's one thing I think, like, just being out there, just don't be scared. Just, yeah, I've learned that about myself.
I love that. And you're such a vibrant light. Like everywhere you go, you're just a ball of sunshine. So I'm sure people are very grateful that you're getting out. When you are talking to the audience, so there's somebody sitting in the audience right now who may be afraid of a layoff, may be walking through one right now, maybe they walked through one years ago and they're still harboring maybe some of the hurt. What would you want them to know?
Yeah. Um, whew. It's a scary feeling and it's a knot in your stomach for
Mhm.
sure. Because that's where I would feel it, that huge knot in your stomach where um you don't know what to do, you don't know where to go. But if I could tell myself anything is, yeah, just it's gonna be okay. You're
Mhm.
going to be okay. And sometimes you just have to say it to yourself. I have to say it to myself sometimes too, but I'm like, it's gonna be okay. When you tell that to your brain, that frontal lobe hits and you're like, okay, you're okay. You're alive. You're
That
still
frontal
breathing.
lobe hits. I love that.
It does. Sometimes I'm like, wait, I'm not thinking in my frontal lobe right now. Right.
That
I'm
frontal
like,
lobe hit is crazy right now.
yeah. And I think yeah, that just like it's okay. You're gonna be fine, you know?
Yeah.
And you just have to keep saying that to yourself. And, fake it till you make it, if anything. But I'm a huge sense of humor person. I have people with I know sometimes people are like, you shouldn't be laughing about that, but I'm like, you know what? That's how I cope. I love to laugh.
Yeah.
I love to enjoy even that moment. It's gonna pass, and then I'm gonna look back at it and be like, you know what? That was kind of funny.
Sometimes if you're not laughing, you're crying. So it's like, would I rather cry or would I rather laugh? And sometimes
Mhm.
laughter is the best medicine when you're walking through challenges, right? Especially with other people.
Mhm.
If you can laugh with people, oh man, your whole energy shifts and you just feel
Yeah.
like lighter.
Right? And even I laugh at my own mistakes, if anything. I'm like, oh, I can't believe I did that. Did I just fall? Did I just
Did I
trip?
just trip?
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming in here and being vulnerable and being open with your story. I know it's not always easy to talk about these things and reflect on these things, but I know the power of sharing your stories and what it can do for other people. And I know that there's somebody out there that's going to watch this and is going to go, if Nancy can do it, I can do it. And that is the point of this. So thank you so much for being here, for being willing to be vulnerable. And I look forward to hopefully maybe doing this again sometime soon. Hopefully,
Yes,
you'll come
that's
back to the pavilion
exciting.
and visit us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate it.
Well, there you have it. One more story that proves that your pink slip can be a power move if you choose for it to be. I hope that you're leaving this conversation feeling inspired and encouraged to go out and build your community. If you want to connect with Nancy, you can find her TikTok information below. And we may even have a Pink Slip Pavilion community coming soon, or maybe even hiding somewhere. Who knows? We're here every Wednesday telling more stories. Make sure that you are subscribed so you never miss one. And don't forget, my friends, on Wednesdays, we wear pink. I'll see you next time.
This pink slip